Our own Bastida talked to CBS's Director of Elections and Surveys about what he sees coming on November 6th.
So here are the key things to watch. The Democrats think they have a chance to take the House, and polling in the run-up through the summer and through the fall have shown them competitive. The reason for that is that there are districts coast to coast, and a lot of battlegrounds we don't typically see, especially not even in presidential years. A lot of suburban districts, a lot of more affluent districts, and heading into the fall, about as many or more in California as any other state. And that's something you don't always see. So one of the things to watch is going to be turnout. Now, people often say it all comes down to turnout, but this year in particular, because in midterm elections, typically less than half of people who are eligible actually show up. For the Democrats to have a chance, they have to change that equation. They have to get more people to show up. And in the polling, we've found that about 1 in 5 voters says they don't typically turn out in midterms, but they intend to turn out this time.
Why? Why are they turning out? Is it an anti-Trump vote? Is it a pro-Trump vote? What is it?
Well, it's both, in fact. For Republicans, it is certainly a pro-Trump vote. And for Democrats, it is certainly an anti-Trump vote. In fact, you know, in our polling, we have seen more people than we have seen in recent midterms say that the president is going to be a factor in their vote. No. Typically, a majority says that, maybe a slight majority, but in the run-up to this, we have seen far more people than ever say that he's a factor. So he's certainly on the ballot, even though he's not on the ballot. You
mentioned the word competitive. Democrats will be competitive in the House, but you didn't mention the blue wave, like we've been hearing, that there's going to be this overwhelming number change. You think it'll be a subtle change or a dramatic change?
I think you'll see people try to define the term wave in different ways. Here's the landscape. The Democrats need 23 seats to pick up a House majority. A lot of folks think they're in position to gain, but will they gain enough? Will they gain enough to go past that magic number of 218, or can the Republicans hold it? Now, the flip side to what I said before about turnout is that if we see a pretty typical midterm electorate, younger people stay home a little bit more, midterms tend to be a little bit older, a little bit more conservative. If that happens, then the Republicans hold the House. So that's one of the big things to watch. That's one of the key factors.
It's certainly not out of the realm of possible, that's for sure. The Senate, maybe not a change. Maybe I'm hearing that. What's the polling showing you?
Well, the Senate is much more difficult for Democrats to take the majority because they have a lot of incumbent senators running in what we call red states, states that Donald Trump won, states that typically vote for Republicans. So the polling in those in the run-up to this has shown those races tight, but not with Democrats in the lead. And that's because, Kenny, this election has been so partisan, in many ways so nationalized. Often you hear, oh, all politics is local, people vote in local issues. This year it's been very nationalized. By 2 to 1, people in the polling tell us they're voting on a national level for who controls Senate and Congress. What that means is that a lot of these Senate states feel like they're hewing pretty close to their regular partisan leanings, and that makes it harder for Democrats to pick things up.